What up? Oh, Merry Christmas. It's actually the day after Christmas that I'm recording this. But I haven't gone to sleep since Christmas. It's 6 a.m. on December 26th. I don't know what else to say about that. This is my sleep schedule. Do not judge me. What happened to the music? I don't know what happened to the music. Let's put some stuff away. Sorry. I just brushed my teeth. I gotta wet my whistle. What? Hello? The hell? Got tabbed out of Minecraft. Anyways. What am I doing? Putting this away. Putting this in here. I'm going mining. Don't mine at night. I want to talk about Christmas. I'm a little pissed. A little angry. Let me make sure this is... Okay, sorry. Sorry, wait, we've got jump cuts already. I gotta make sure that my shit's recording correctly. Okay, yeah, it looks good. I'm a little angry. I'm not angry. I'm a little peeved. My gears have been grounded. I don't know. I go to Christmas at my parents' house. And I show up. I don't really know what to get my niece and nephew this year. And so my niece, I got her a couple of things because her birthday also lands on Christmas. So I got her a couple of things, like a weighted stuffed animal, some stuff for her cat, and cash. And I gave her like $30 cash, whatever. Because she's at the age now where she's really interested in makeup and clothes and like accessories. And she doesn't need her 23-year-old uncle buying her makeup, clothes, and accessories. Because just about everything I buy for her, it doesn't matter whether or not she would have picked it out herself. In her eyes, a 23-year-old man picked it out. Therefore, it's not cool. Anyways. She was real grateful for everything that I got her. She was in a fantastic mood. I was very happy to see as much. And I wanted to find a cave so I could go spelunking. And then there's my nephew. Now, I didn't know what to get my nephew because all he does these days is play Fortnite. He does not care about doing anything else. Sometimes he'll go down to the park, but that's like only if his sister's already going down there and he'll tag along. And I'm not going to buy the kid V-Bucks. You know why? Because everybody else is probably going to buy him V-Bucks. Now, I'm not one of those people that's like... No, I am one of those people. I'm one of those people that's like, kids need to go outside. I hate seeing every time I look in to see what my nephew's doing, he's playing Fortnite. He's watching Naruto. He's watching Adventure Time. I love Adventure Time. And I used to really like Naruto when I was younger. But that shouldn't be your life when you're a fucking 8-year-old kid. It's just... Anyways. This year, we didn't have as many gifts as I'm sure most people did. This Christmas was really expensive. Things just keep getting more and more pricey. The cheapest headset... I was going to buy the kid a headset because I saw that he had broke his mic on his last one. And I know that completely contradicts what I was talking about with, we need to go outside more often. But I also don't want to buy him a activity meant for outdoors that isn't going to do anything and is just going to collect dust in my parents' garage. This blows. I'm just going to dig straight down. God forbid. Let me keep my fucking bucket in here, though. So we had a lot less gifts this year than we normally do. Also, my brother and I had both gotten out of relationships, so there were less presents because there were also less people. Now, my mom is like I really want this year for us to open gifts one by one, because traditionally what our family does is we all just kind of open all of our gifts all at the same time, and we blow through it within like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And while that's fun and exciting, it doesn't give people the chance to really appreciate their gifts, and it's kind of go, 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 and yeah, it's nice to slow down. Especially on a day where you're just supposed to be shown out. We all say, okay, cool. We say, all right, well, let's let my niece open her gifts first, because she's got so many more than everybody else, seeing as how it's her birthday. She gets a bunch of extra gifts. Halfway through her opening her first gift, my nephew starts opening his gift. And, oh, shit. Well, hang on, let's rewind. My brother... I have two brothers. One of my brothers recently replaced his old PC. And my other brother, who's the dad to my nephew and niece, he said, let me take that old PC and I'm going to fix it up for my kids. Make it look real nice. It's really cool of him, right? He replaced a bunch of old parts. He ordered new ones, everything. Real fixed it up. Now, it's not fantastic, but the kid's 8 years old. He doesn't need a fantastic PC. Let's be honest with each other. So, the kid walks into the door. The PC isn't wrapped or anything. It's just kind of sitting there, and he starts showing it to him, and he's not very excited. He's kind of like, okay, cool. Weird reaction to getting a PC. Your first ever PC. Very odd. I don't care if it's used or what. I don't know if he was told that it was used. To my knowledge, he wasn't told that. But regardless, like, when I got my first laptop at the age of 13, I was thrilled, and that was his attitude the entire day. Anyways, so he gets his computer, and his dad's kind of walking him through it. He doesn't have a monitor yet because he spent all this money on like replacement parts. He wasn't going to buy him a monitor. He just hooked it up to the TV, which had its own problems. It made it a little bit harder because it was connected to like such a large display. And anyways, he has this special little setup to be able to navigate with a mouse. It's like this. It's kind of like, the old keyboards that you would plug into your Xbox controller? It was like that. But so that you could control your mouse. And he's showing it and everything, and then my niece is opening her gift, and he like sets down the controller so that we could all pay attention to my niece opening her gift. And my nephew starts opening his presents. And I stopped and I said, hey man, Grandma wants us this year to, open them one by one and be a little bit more, I don't know, slow about things. Oh wait, I want this on so I can repair it. And my mom, she's like, oh no, it's all right. I guess that's just not for our family. The fuck do you mean that's not for our family? I don't, whether or not it is, I don't give a shit. Why are we letting this 8-year-old decide what is and is not for our family? Just because he feels like breaking the rules doesn't mean that we should, like, let him. Anyways, kid opens his gift. My niece is, like, thrilled about hers. She's talking about how cool it is. I don't remember what she got, but, she was excited, and that's all that really matters, right? My nephew opens his first gift, and he goes, what is this? And before anybody could answer him, he drops it on the floor and grabs his next gift. Weird. My niece still unwrapping and like talking about the first gift that she opened, about how cool it is and how much she's been wanting that, and how, whatever. Opens his second gift. What is this? I go, let me see. And he goes, it doesn't matter. And then, like, sets it down on the table and grabs his next gift. And I was like, slow down, man. You don't got that many to go through. Like, what are we in a rush for? You got a meeting you got to be at? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I was like, okay, so, like, let me look at it. And he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm about to make it matter. What the fuck? Huh? I'm like, what? Anyways. He's going through his gifts. He does that with every single gift that he opens. What is this? I don't care. Why'd you get me this? Okay, whatever. He got like this this blow-up punching bag and like a pair of boxing gloves to go with it. And he opened it and he goes, okay. Brother, what do you mean, okay? Oh, I should probably have this on to fight these guys. Oh, he juked my ass. Oh my god, he's juking my ass. Stop. Okay. Let's go back here. Oh, pork chop. Anyways. He's just complaining and everything, and he's being very unappreciative, and it's killing my vibe, you know. And I'll be damned if I let an 8-year-old kill my vibe. So, we're going through the gifts and everything. I just started ignoring him because, you know, he's asking questions about what different things are, and then he doesn't care to get a response, so I'm not trying to respond to him or anything. He gets through all of his gifts, and he picks up the controller to, like, use the computer again, and he turns on Fortnite. Whatever, you know. Get my ass handed to me. I want to fix my elytra, though. And oh, I just went in a giant circle. He boots up Fortnite. While we're all sitting here, we're still unwrapping our presents. We're still, you know, talking to each other, and we're still like he's very much just in our way playing this game. And somebody was like, "Hey, man, you don't need to play Fortnite right now." And he's like, "Oh, I want to try out the new computer. I want to try out the computer." And we're like, "All right, whatever. You know, that's cool. I guess at least you're excited about something, right?" He gets in his first game. He dies almost immediately. He's 8. He sucks. And he goes, "This computer sucks. It's bad. I can't play on the computer. It's bad." Whether you're playing on the same computer you've been playing on, with the same controller you've been playing on. Now, the computer does have some latency issues that they hadn't sorted out. And my brother had told him, he was like, "Now there might be a few problems with it because I'm still waiting for a few parts to come into the mail. But this is what we're working with. This is just, you know," he was showing him what it's going to be when it's all like put together. And he's not even listening to him. He's tuning him out, and every time he responds, he just goes, "Okay, cool. Cool. Okay." Driving me fucking nuts. Anyways, the day continues, and everybody's done opening gifts, and I go over to my niece and I go, "Oh, here, by the way, you know, those were for your birthday. This is for Christmas." And I gave her $30, and she said, "This is a lot. Are you sure?" And I was like, 30 is not a lot. You enjoy it. And she was like, "Okay, cool." And then I go to my nephew and I go to give him $20, and I was like, "Hey man, here, this is for you." And he goes, "Cool." And he takes it, and then he drops it on the floor. And I let it sit there. I let it sit there on that floor for about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. And then I went, "Hey man, you just gonna let that 20 sit on the floor?" Because I know plenty of people who would get a 20 and would not let that sit on the floor. And he was like, "Oh, I mean, where do I put it?" And I was like, "Anywhere other than the floor, man." And he goes, "I'll put it with my dollar." And he like opens up his cabinet and he puts it in there with his single dollar bill. And I was like, there you go, man. Like, now you can start saving for, and he goes, I mean, like, what is $20 going to do? And I was like, are you not happy with having $20? And he goes, what is it going to do? And I was like, well, you've just been bitching and complaining about how you got this PC that you're not even happy with, apparently. It seems like you don't even want it. I'll take it. I'll take an extra PC. I don't care. I don't care if it runs like shit. I'm going to take it because, you know what? That's pretty cool that my brother, your dad, was able to get this old piece of shit computer and get it running at least somewhat all right. You know, if anything else, it's something that it's like, this guy put a lot of effort into this. And that's value in of itself. Whether or not it's working, the effort he put into it is very meaningful. And I'm like, you're complaining about how you don't have a desk and how you don't have a monitor. That's how you get a monitor, man. You start saving that money. $20 right there. And he's like, a monitor is going to cost a lot more than $20. And I said, okay. And I mean, like, what are you going to do? Just suddenly get enough money to have a fucking monitor? No, you're going to save up all your money over the next, couple of birthdays and Christmases, and you're going to be able to buy yourself a really fancy monitor or some shit. Like, that's what I did. When I was 13 years old, I wanted to play League of Legends, but I needed a computer to play League of Legends. So I started saving up all my money from all my birthdays and my Christmas, and I started doing extra chores around the house to make extra money and everything. And I saved up $200 and I went down and I bought myself a laptop. It ran like shit. I got 14 frames a second on League of Legends, and I had that for about 3 years before I was finally able to upgrade. Probably not. No, about 3 years is right. And this kid's complaining because he has to play Fortnite on the lowest graphics on this PC. I'm like, dude, try playing Fortnite on 16 FPS. I managed to get gold in League of Legends on 16 FPS. All right, let's stop blaming the machine. You got to get good before you can blame the machine. So anyways, he kept giving me attitude about the $20, about how it wasn't enough. I said, well, you know what, man? You didn't even say thank you. You said cool when I handed it to you. That pissed me off. Look at me and say, cool. Huh? Cool. Thank you. Thank you for the $20, uncle. The hell? I said, you didn't even say thank you. You said cool. And you're just trashing on the fact that I gave you $20. You know, I could use fucking $20. I'm going to go to the store and buy myself some fucking ice cream right now. I said, give me back the $20. And he was like, why? And I was like, because you're not going to use it. I am. And he was like, fine, whatever. I'm like, dude, the hell is wrong with these kids? When I was 8, if I got $20, I would be over the moon. My grandpa used to take me down on my birthday, and he would say, all right, we're going to the Dollar Tree. You could pick out 4 things. 4 things at the Dollar Tree. Oh, it was awesome. I was over the moon for that shit. This kid's spoiled. I'm like, don't you know I work minimum wage? $20 is over an hour of my time. Ridiculous. I think it's so stupid to sit there and have that sort of attitude about your gifts. It's very entitled. And then we're done opening gifts and everything, and he goes, when can I go? He's a child of divorce. He goes, when can I go to my mom's house? I'm bored here. There's nothing to do here. And we're like, what about the new scooter that you got? What about this punching bag that you got? What about... You seem like a very frustrated, unhappy kid. Why don't you go punch the fucking punching bag for a while? It's got you so angry, man. It's fucking Christmas. Got all these new toys, all this shit, and he's not playing with any of it. He doesn't even know half of it exists. I ended up taking a couple of his gifts home because I was playing with them, and my mom was like, you know what? He doesn't want them. You want to take them? Like, I would rather somebody who's actually going to use them take them home. And I was like, fuck yeah. What am I doing? I'm playing like a fucking jack off. Come. So it's just annoying, you know, to see your own family member be so ungrateful. Because that's the type of behavior that I see out of kids in other families, and I'm like, how'd you let your kid get like that? And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, how the fuck did this kid get like that? Crom, what are you crying over? Get my ass handed to me. Jesus. What's up? Crom. She's normally not that talkative. Maybe because she knows I'm supposed to go to sleep right now. I was just so worked up over that show. I went to go take a shower and I was thinking about it. And I was like, I gotta talk about this because this is driving me nuts. The disrespect from that kid. I don't know. It got me thinking. I was like, I don't think I could deal with my kid having that level of disrespect towards me. If my kid didn't say thank you to every single gift I got them, or, you know, it's cool. You don't have to like every gift I get you. We have a very open, in that household, we have a very, hey, this isn't something that I am going to use or something that I'm going to wear or something that, or literally this Christmas, I asked my parents, I was like, hey, you know what? I need a new set of kitchen knives. I could really use a new set of kitchen knives. Mine are dull as fuck. And while we're at it, I could go for a knife sharpener. Now, I had a knife sharpener in mind. I just didn't tell them which one because, you know, I like to leave some of it up to them. I don't want it to just be me giving them a blueprint and, you know, they come back with a finished product. I want a little bit of their thought to go into it. And you know, I appreciate the same. I like when people give me ideas of stuff that they want, but not exactly what they want. That's what I like working with. Anyways, they got me a knife sharpener, one that I already own, and it doesn't work too well. And they were like, well, we use it, and we think it works pretty well. And I was like, you know, I've tried using it a couple of different times. I've looked up videos on how to use it. I've used the manual and everything, and it seems to chip my knives when I use it. And I don't know if it's because I got cheap knives or what, but every time I use it, it seems to chip my knives. And I was like, so I appreciate the kitchen knives. I'm going to use them. But I think we're going to have to take back the knife sharpener and maybe get a different one. And yeah, then we started talking about it. My dad was like, well, you want like one of those whetstones? And I was like, I don't know if I have space for a whetstone. I do eventually want to get a whetstone. I think they're super cool. But I was like, maybe just one of those handheld ones, you know, that you see in movies and TV shows. And you go shing, 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 you know. Anyways, I just, my point with that is you don't need to love every gift that's given to you. And in fact, it's really good to be vocal about something that you're not going to use or something that just didn't quite align with what you had in mind if it was like something that you give them an idea. But be respectful. Be grateful. Be mindful of the thought and the money that went into your gift. I think if my kid did that, I would straight up take away every single one of their gifts. And not give it back. I would straight up go down to the store and I would take him with me to the store and have him watch me return every single one of those gifts. He doesn't deserve them. And he doesn't even want them. Why would I give them to him? You know, I said, I was like, honestly, call me petty. I'm not a parent, so who am I to say? Call me the pettiest asshole alive. I would, next Christmas, have him walk into the door. I would have Fortnite set up on the TV. Or if he's moved on to a different game at that point. I'm sure Fortnite's going to live forever, though. Fortnite set up on the TV. Everybody's gifts in the other room. I would say, hey man, I got Fortnite set up for you so you don't get bored this Christmas. We're going to be in the other room opening gifts. And if he asks, oh, what about my gifts? I'm going to say, what gifts? Here's a $15 V-Bucks gift card. Have fun. That's all he wants. I'm like, I just don't know, man. It's sad. Sorry if this entire video my voice sounds kind of weird. I'm feeling a little congested. A little bit of phlegm in my throat. Which is weird. I just took a hot, steamy shower. I should be all cleared out. Anyways, to end off the video, I'll tell you guys what I got. I got a new kitchen knife set. Very happy with that. I got a JBL speaker. I think it's like a JBL 7 or something like that. Very happy with that. I've already been using it. I used it when I went and took a shower. I used it at Christmas while I was putting up my niece got this small little like 30-inch TV, so I mounted that on the wall for her. We were listening to music while I was mounting it. And oh, I got a DVD player, which I've been needing for the longest. I have so many DVDs and no way to play them. I used to have a PC, but or not a PC, a PlayStation that I would watch my DVDs on. But my roommate, when they moved out, took the PlayStation, which it was their PlayStation. I'm not like upset about that. But it did make it so that I no longer had a way to watch my DVDs. So, and I just never went out and got a new DVD player. So I'm very happy with that. My parents were like, it was the last one they had in stock. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure not a lot of people get them. But I'm a firm believer in one day, streaming services are going to collapse, man. And it's going to be the age of the physical media. Anybody who didn't have their physical media, they're SOL. You know what I'm saying? Shit out of luck. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked the the horror games. I had a lot of fun playing them. I think the reindeer games went on too long. I made the video way too long. Way too long. But I really like, I had a lot of fun with that first game. The Not Deer Stew. That one was, it was a good fun scary. The other ones weren't that scary. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Smash that like button. I'm gonna stop saying that, dude. It's so cringe. It's so cringe asking people to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Later.